Ed, my husband and I, Doug, have decided that we would like you to do a portrait. And Doug wants it to be of me.
Okay.
So can you kind of walk me through this? What do we need to do?
Okay, do you have anything in mind as far as a certain period of time or anything like that, or?
Well, you know, he said he wanted it to be a period piece, and I had a conversation with him because I know you paint Native Americans, you paint Egyptians, West, everything. So
Right.
he said that he's kind of interested in the Titanic, that
Okay.
kind of period. So,
So,
late 1800s,
yeah,
early
around
1900s.
1910, somewhere
Yeah,
in
no
that-
later than I think. Yes.
Okay. All right, that sounds good. You'd probably more or less want to put your hair up or do something different with it rather than having it straight for that period of time.
Okay. Now I have another thing to throw at you. We have a piece of jewelry that is part of the family,
Okay.
and it's an amethyst.
All right.
So that's got to be part of the painting, and it's kind of big. So if we can look in something that'll work with that color of amethyst, and it's
Okay.
about the size of a robin's, oh, well, am I thinking more like an egg size?
Okay,
So
and
it's a pretty good size.
okay.
So what's our first step? What are we going to go do?
Well, we'll have to go look at some outfits.
Okay,
We'll-
that
we'll-
sounds like fun.
We'll do that, and then once I have that, we'll set up a photo shoot. We'll put
Okay.
things together, and if you have any other props like you'd like to put into the scene, we can do something like that. If you got treasures or something like that.
Okay, let me think
And-
about that.
Okay, and I know you used to be a dancer.
Yes, I was.
So why don't I have an idea already.
Okay.
All right, let's tie this into where maybe you're backstage, you're sitting at your table, you got all your little props, you got your jewelry and everything, and then we'll put up a mirror or something like that to
Okay.
reflect part of your reflection there and so forth.
Well, let's go get some costumes
Let's
first.
do it, okay?
Okay.
All right.
We'll be right back.
Okay, we're here at the Mardi Gras. This is where I
Oh.
where I find most of my outfits, okay?
My gracious.
This is a treasure chest
This
in
is
here.
a treasure chest. Whoa.
Every time I come in here, I see so many things, I get so many ideas, and there's no way I could do all these paintings, but it's a blast. I love coming in here.
Okay, well,
So-
let's look around and let's see what we can find.
Sounds good.
All right. I think I know what I'm looking for, but whether or not we find it is...
Okay, we'll try on some things,
Okay.
and we'll go from there, and all the beautiful dresses are in the vault.
Okay.
This
so
used to be a bank, so they use the vault for all the nice dresses.
Let's head into the
Let's
vault
do
then.
it, okay.
That's good.
And after looking at this, I've got another idea. You were talking about maybe putting your hair up, tying it, and putting some pearls or something in it?
Yeah.
Okay, this is where I want to bring that mirror in, and I'll pose you in a certain angle so that we get the reflection of the pearls on the back of your hair and everything
Ooh, I'm
in the mirror.
excited.
And we'll do some props and things like that, okay?
Well, I tell you, I've been thinking about the props too,
Okay.
that I've got some pieces that were my mom's and toiletry kind of things. You were saying backstage.
Right,
and so
right.
maybe a little bottle of perfume and a canister. I've got all kinds of ideas. I'm so excited about this now.
Great, great. And I've got the best furniture for this shot, okay?
Oh, perfect.
I mean, it's going to fit the period, everything, and you're going to love it.
Oh.
Let's get everything. We'll do the photo shoot. I'll do some layouts, and we'll go from there, okay?
Awesome. Okay,
all
great.
right, you bet.
Okay, Ed, I'm here. I've got the pearls in my hair, and we're doing the shoot. What do you want me to do? This is beautiful. I love the furniture, and it's exciting. How am I supposed to do? I got the shoes that you wanted, so I've
Right.
got my high heels,
Right.
and this dress is fabulous.
Right.
So what do we do?
Okay, the reason I wanted the high heels because I wanted you to arch your leg a little bit. We're going to pull the dress up a little bit across your knee,
Ooh.
just to show your leg. I
Okay.
mean, you're a performer.
I dance
Let's
with
get
legs.
your
That's
leg out
okay.
there.
That's all right.
Let them see what it's all about.
Ed, that was so much fun. The photo shoot was dynamite. I loved it.
Well, they're always fun. I enjoy doing them.
Now, how do we go from that to the painting? What are your next steps?
Okay, my next step, I will go through all the photographs. I'll go through, I'll eliminate the ones I don't want. I'll pick what I think is going to work the best. And then from that, I'll do preliminary drawings.
Okay.
And then once I have those drawings, then I'll take those and I'll figure out the appropriate size for your painting. I know Doug said that you had a limited amount of space. So far, I took that information and I figured the painting is going to be probably around 36 inches high by 22 inches wide. And that'll be using a 5-inch wide frame.
Okay.
That will fill the space and look nice.
Oh, that sounds good.
Okay.
All right.
So once I get my preliminary drawings ready, then we'll take that and then I'll size those up to the actual size of the painting.
So first you're going to sketch onto the canvas, is that it?
Right, from my drawing.
Okay.
I'll size it up so everything, all the proportions are there.
All right. Ed, you are the great-great-great-grandson of John Singleton Copley. One of the steps that you're doing is going to size the portrait. You've talked about that, but you're going to grid it. Where does that come from?
Okay, that goes clear back to the Egyptians because that's how they did gridded all of their artworks, and that's the way they taught the students back then. They would grid things to keep the proportions in line.
And explain exactly what gridding is.
Okay, so once I take your photograph and I choose the one that I like, what I do is make a grid of that.
Literally put lines across
on
it.
the photograph, yes. And then I will take that and I will figure out the proportions and size that up. Say your photograph is 1-inch squares,
Okay.
but I need 4-inch squares on the canvas.
Oh, ratio.
It's
I remember that from geometry.
Right, there you go. Same thing.
Okay.
So that's the best way to size something up. It's more accurate than some artists will use a camera, they'll blow it up, they'll trace it off, but it distorts it, it's not correct. Even the photographs are not correct. So once I grid it up, and as you go up in size, a lot of changes happen. Things don't look right, so you may have to go in and make some alterations to make it look normal.
All right, so you're taking a technique that your great-great-great-grandfather used, a technique of the masters,
Right.
that has been in existence since the Egyptians?
Since Egyptians.
My
Right.
goodness.
All the old masters, that's how they did things. That's how they worked their proportions, and it still works today. So that's the way I work. I'm from the old school, so I don't want to change. It's too late for me to change now.
So now we're up to the underpainting. You've done the sketching from the gridding.
Right.
And now you're underpainting. Explain that.
Okay, the underpainting, you want to get rid of that white canvas.
Okay.
You want to tone it down. And we picked a lot of maroons and reds for your painting.
Yeah,
So
well,
I will do a warm
like
under.
it.
I know. So I will do a warm underpainting. I'll use a lot of umber type colors with a little bit of red mixed in.
So
Now,
you're actually painting a portrait from the photograph?
I'm doing a rough block in. I'm getting all of my sizes where they need to be.
Okay.
And if I used to do a cool painting, I would probably do a green underpainting to keep it cool looking. But yours is going to be red. And once I lay that in, and I'll get that blocked in, and we'll go from there.
You are doing this underpainting, full value you called it. Why?
Well, it solves a lot of problems. What it does, it lays in the painting. I see where to make my corrections, and it gives me a foundation to build up on. It's like building a house. If you don't have blueprints and lay it out, it's not going to work. It's going to fall over. Same thing with the painting. I've got to have that foundation. So what I'm doing that with my underpainting. I'm laying in everything I need. So when I get to my other colors, I know where to lay them in and make my other corrections as I move forward. And I like to use a lot of layers, a lot of glazing. That's how I get the realistic look. So it takes time. It's layer upon layer.
Talk to me about time. How much time is this little project going to take you? Because you've talked already. We've done the photo shoot. That was a lot of time. We've done the planning, and then you've done the gridding. Now you're talking about a sketch, underpainting, and now about how long?
From start to finish on a project like this, I usually give it 3 to 4 months.
Oh my goodness.
Right. Because you have to have drying times in between the colors. It's not that I can keep working on it until it's finished. So there's going to be days that'll have to set. And using these reds that we're going to be using in your painting take forever to dry. Those are some of the slowest colors in the oils to dry.
But they're a real old master color.
Well,
you see that a lot of that.
They're a rich color. They're beautiful. It's going to be a beautiful painting.
I'm excited.
Okay.
When we got here for the underpainting, you handed me the gridded photograph. How could you do that?
Well, after I get my lay-in, I do not need that photograph anymore. And I even tell my students, throw the photograph away after you get to a certain point. I don't want you looking at it. Don't use it for reference anymore. Use your mind and your eye. Look where your light's coming from, where your shadows are going to fall, and make those necessary changes, because if you look at the photograph, you're going to start copying it.
Oh.
And the lighting in the photographs are entirely wrong, so don't use them.
So I would have to say that that's when your real painting began.
That's when it starts, right? I don't know until I get started on one where I'm going to start. Okay. And then I'll probably do the mirror behind that, and I'll work with that. Then I'll come back to your dress probably, and then I'll start working in the table, some of the background and the curtains and so forth. And then one other thing, when we get close to finishing the painting, we'll get the outfit again. I'll have you come in and sit down, and we'll do the final details of the painting, just to make sure I didn't miss something, because sometimes I do.
Okay.
Or I might take a shortcut and leave something out. But anyhow, we'll bring you in for that. We'll set you up. It's not like a photo shoot. This time I'll just have you sitting there because I want to get the folds on the dress, the shadows, all the detail, that little jewelry and so forth.
Okay.
And then I'll do some glazing, and I'll make this painting come to life.
Ed, I've got the dress on again, and you're going to now do the glazing. Talk to me about this. I know this is an old master's technique also, but I'm not a painter, so I don't quite understand exactly what it is.
Okay, what I do, I bring your painting to a certain point, and I usually keep the colors a little lighter than I would normally do on a painting, because I'm going to start using glazes, and I'll build layers of glaze. And as I build those layers, everything kind of melts around your face in the area, and I'll bring those skin tones to life, and it'll bring out the highlights in your eyes and so forth.
The glazing, when you talk about glazing, that's thinner paint, or what is that?
It's almost translucent, very thin, and I'll put layer upon layer. And I'll have yours to the point where I'll probably be down to the final layer to just bring all the colors together.
Now, I know you said this dress has been just a drag. Well, no, you just said you've never painted anything this complicated.
This was one busy dress with all the jewelry. I hope I never see this dress again.
That what I want to know before you get to that point, you're going to get a frame. How do you choose a frame?
I'm very fussy on frames. I usually look at the colors in the painting, and I've done it for so many years. I like your painting. I mean, as soon as I do the underpainting, I can almost go ahead and order the frame, because I know what I need to complement the painting.
That sounds exciting. And you're going to have a frame just for this?
Correct.
I'm so excited.
I do a frame for every painting. There's no two frames alike.
Don't you say something about it's got to be the shirt to the jacket? I forget what you're saying.
Oh, you got to put a nice suit on it when you're finished, okay?
Thank you. That's it. I need a nice suit on
That's
it when
right.
I'm done.
You're wearing a nice dress, we'll put a nice suit and frame on it. And I love doing your portrait.
You know, the exciting thing about, we've talked about everything through, and now you're doing the glazing. This is so much better than a photograph.
Well, I hope so.
But that's what most people don't understand. When you get a commission, they'll say, well, isn't it just a photograph?
No, it goes way beyond that. A photograph could not capture this at all.
I totally agree. Yeah. I see where you saw more than what the camera did.
Right, right.
It's amazing. Well, first of all, I look beautiful. But second of all, it's just, there's emotion that you've actually put on that canvas, and it's all from you, and it's amazing.
Well, I spent a little time. I got to know your personality, and that's another thing when you're doing a commission. You want to get to know the person a little bit and try to capture some of that quality in the piece, and I think we did it here.
Oh,
and
yes.
You were a great model to work with, and I'm glad you enjoy your painting.
I love it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I hope you've enjoyed this short film here on how the process of doing a commission piece. If you'd like to do a commission portrait, please contact me at my website. It's www.edcopleyfineart.com. Thank you.